Hi, in the previous video I talked about the cousin marriage, and I see people have criticized and they say like why Quran has allowed cousin marriage. So in this video I will mention genetic benefits of it co- and cousin marriage and through selection of genotypes protective against malaria. And authors are not really from like we can see the author affiliations, they're not like from and they're from United Arab Emirates and New Zealand. So those marriages are usually socially driving and can be genetically harmful. It's true that many studies have shown that. First of all, and I should repeat that Quran and religion doesn't promote cousin marriage, but also doesn't forbid it. So it doesn't mean that like it's okay to do it, and I think we can say that they can choose not to. And nowadays we have actually also, as mentioned in one of the previous articles, so nowadays there are less cousins, so like because of the small families, and they probably won't like their cousins, so that's why this is actually rare, so they can choose someone else, and there are other ways. So, and let's read the article. And if Quran forbids it, and it could cause maybe uh, detrimental effects. So let's keep reading the article. The detrimental effects of inbreeding are the consequences of homozygosity of harmful genes. On the other hand, beneficial effects of inbreeding theoretically could be expected in those who are homozygous for protective, recessive, and codominant genes. Here we argue that the most common monogenetic conditions in humans, namely those conditions, hemoglobin C and negative red blood cells, which have evolved under pressure from malaria, had their survival and selection enhanced by those marriages in malaria-infested regions of the world. This hypothesis is supported by several observations. First, the presence of two mutations in homozygotes involving the listed conditions imparts better protection against malaria than the presence of one or no mutation. So that increases the number of homozygotes, especially at low allele frequency. For G6PD deficiency in breeding could increase the allele frequency of this deficient allele, and second, there is overlap between, on the one hand, the geographic distribution of malaria and other red blood cell conditions that protect against malaria, and on the other hand, those marriages. The third, the distribution of different intensities of malaria infestation is matched with the frequency of human inbreeding. These observations, taken together, offer strong support to the hypothesis that the culture of those marriages and the genetics of protection against uh, malaria have co-evolved by fostering survival against malaria through better retention of protective genes in the extended family. So can we say that it is like about the protection, so that's why it's about the genetic diversity of humans, and it is important for evolution. So if God forbids it, and let's assume that everyone follow it, then it will cause problems also maybe. So we don't know about it. So because now we know that 10% is like that, 10% of the marriage. So other scenario, maybe the other diseases will appear. So we don't know about it. And if there's no other diseases, maybe it will reduce the diversity, and it will make the test environment less complicated maybe, and we don't know about it. So we can read the other articles. Um, so this is another uh, article. It's highly complex and socio-cultural as well as biological debates on its pros and cons. So it mentions, and although consanguinity from an evolutionary point of view is beneficial at the population level, it increases the risk of diseases in the very next generation. Presently, there is no treatment for most of the so it may be So we can see that it may be beneficial. But it is advisable that those marriages are better strategy by which we delay disease manifestation for some generations until science offers viable solutions. So maybe in the future, like genetic counseling will solve the problem. So and then the problem will not occur. So in this case, people may criticize Quran and say that Quran actually forbidden it, but now we can detect it. They can marry. So it's also very important. Um, and I don't think those articles will. So this is another similar article, I guess. Let's read it. So affects selection of alpha dose genotypes and size of populations under selection pressure from malaria. By the way, I don't really manipulate results, and I didn't spend like hours. This is the first page of Google Scholar, and I didn't say, yeah. So I added. Um, so let's keep reading, and this affects selection of. So they read the title. In populations with this gene deletion, the practice of these marriages is common. The study explored the impact of it on the selection of genotypes in a computer model. In a population under selection pressure from malaria, a single protective mutation was introduced among normal genotypes and mating allowed to proceed. Heterozygote and homozygote children were 1.5 and 2 times 5 times more likely to survive malaria than those with normal genotypes. Using different coefficients of inbreeding, we examined the effect of population size and the mean number of generations required for the homozygote frequency to reach 0.5. On average, consanguineous populations were larger than randomly mating populations, and the size was directly proportional to this value, f. In more inbred populations, that homozygotes reached a frequency of 0.5 faster than in less inbred populations. However, the positive effect of inbreeding on the population growth decreases. Under selection pressure from malaria, consanguinity may increase the speed of selection those homozygotes and provide an advantage regarding population growth over non-consanguineous populations. So it shows that there are some conditions that those marriages can be useful. So if all of them are not that type of it, and then it causes people will not be genetically diversified, and maybe some diseases will affect them more often, and they will be vulnerable maybe. So some should survive, some should die. So this is basically the game. So that is interesting. So, and I don't promote cousin marriage, but I just say the opinion, and and also it is important to not be careful about other environmental factors that cause disability in children, and people nowadays so they can avoid the cousin marriages, and that's my opinion. And thanks for watching this video, and hope to see you in the next video, and God knows better. And thanks for watching this video again, and maybe my explanation may not be correct, and you can comment and correct me. And thanks for watching again.